चलो दोस्तों, सबसे पहले तो मेरा माइक ठीक है, बिकॉज ये मैं हर एपिसोड के पहले करूंगा, हर एपिसोड के पहले।
नाइस।
और
नंबर
मैं हर
सेकंड।
चेक
एपिसोड के पहले काट दूंगा।
चेक चेक चेक।
देख, मैं माइक चेक करूंगा, तू बैकग्राउंड चेक कर, ठीक है?
हाँ।
बाबा
आ
का बाबा हैज अ लॉट ऑफ हॉरिबल थिंग्स इन हिज बैकग्राउंड
ब्रो
एंड
मस्त
दैट्स व्हाई उसका
मस्त
पीछे का सफेद
फोरग्राउंडिंग,
रखना पड़ रहा है उसको।
Baba,
फोरग्राउंडिंग किया हम लोग।
you can also get in touch with brands and tell them that if they send you things, you will give them a shout out and use them as the backdrop for TIS, which has a very good following.
बाबा
You are
एक
an
चीज तो कर दे, एक चीज
because
तो
you
कर
are
दे।
an
ये क्या है?
ओ
इन्फ्लुएंसर।
Segwayjeet cold open. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Internet Chat Show, a show where we take random listening videos, facts, such and opposite stories, and we talk about them. And today we're talking about a not so new breed, but relatively new breed in the larger scheme of things. A legitimate career option and a contrarian option to doctor, engineer, and that is influencers. Firstly, guys, before we start, do you
Influencer.
consider yourself an influencer?
Absolutely not.
Yes, on some level, I have to accept
Kautuk?
that I made it a point to do
I would like to be considered an influencer,
it.
but I have a feeling
दिल से आया जवाब यार, मेरे को प्रॉब्लम नहीं है,
हाँ।
तुम भेजो, मैं डाल दूंगा, ऐसे कुछ स्ट्रेस
दूंगा।
नहीं।
तो भेजो तो सही।
भेज रहे नहीं है साले। और दूसरे एंड पे आदर है, जो रोज चड्डी, बनियान, ग्लास,
आदर आदर
माइक,
has to send
फोन,
people back. अरे नहीं चाहिए तेरा फ्री प्रोडक्ट, हटा हट।
Dude, मैं उस दिन खड़ा अपने बाप के साथ, मैं and I got 6 t-shirts from London. ये और कुछ पहनने का जरूरत नहीं है। 6 t-shirts. हाँ, 6
Hey,
इसका
six.
into 2. 6 हाँ 3 into 2. 6 t-shirts from London and तो because मेरे एक्चुअल बैग में मेरा माँ और बीवी का सामान गया।
अच्छा, मुझे लगा तेरे माँ और बीवी थे तेरे actual।
Just हाँ, और कैसे डूड, बहुत महंगा है फ्लाइंग। माँ और बीवी को बैग में लाना पड़ रहा है और फिर भी ओवरवेट हो रहे हैं, तो फिर गुस्सा होता है फिर अंदर से। अगर कोई बोलता है सर दिस इज ओवरवेट, तो फिर अंदर से ऐसा नॉक आता है, व्हाट द फक इज ही टॉकिंग अबाउट।
सर 40 kg ओवरवेट कैसे है आपका बैग?
सर आपका बैग खुद ही जा रहा है कन्वेयर बेल्ट से उठ के। प्रो लोग के
बैग चल
सर
के जा
आपके
रहा है,
बैग से
को बोलिए बेल्ट पे बैठना है।
आपके बैग के नीचे पैर
आपका
निकल रहे
बैग
हैं
लाउंज में क्यों चल के जा रहे हैं सर, क्या चल रहा है?
सर आपका बैग वॉइस कंट्रोल क्यों है?
सर आप अपने बैग से इतना डर रहे क्यों हो? हाँ, तेरे 6 टी-शर्ट का हुआ क्या?
हाँ, तो 6 टी-शर्ट ऐसा पड़ा एंड देन माय फादर इज लाइक आदर कुछ खरीद ले यहाँ के लिए, एंड देन सडनली अ शर्ट शोज अप and then like other shit shows up and like
What?
it's just random. It shows up and they're expecting you to do a story and
I
somehow
thought this
they've
was a paranormal incident that
Oh
happened.
yeah,
no
dude.
it just freaking shows up and I now I've got to a point where it's like तुम वो जो like एक को 1,000 रुपए का शर्ट है, उसके लिए I'm giving like I'm every story that you're putting up and then there are brands that are actually charging money for stories और ये लोग ऐसा मुफ्त में बैंड वैगन पे चढ़ के एक एक दो दो स्टोरी निकाले। तो वो भी है।
That you know, the story reel, social media post, whatever, that rate card that is there now, it's such a new and wonderful thing. How do you even tabulate?
I am literally taking all the, so you know what I did, there were videos that I had which were 3 minutes. I used to enjoy doing tutorials for 3 minutes. Abhi kya hua, then reels came out. So then what I did was I took the same 3-minute video and I chopped it into 2 and put it up, and it's not even making sense to me at times, and I'm trying my best to have it coherent ke even if you watch one of them it's still a complete sketch. So and then that has got another life of its own. Then I spoke to a couple of other guys who are just doing like YouTube and online content. They're like, नहीं मेरा पुराना sketch मैं ऐसे वापस डाल देता हूँ, हर 4 महीने में वापस डाल देता हूँ। मतलब हर 4 महीने में तो वापस, there's a whole cyclical folder that he has that he just keeps putting up over and over again, and he's like it just that 4 million फिर भी होता ही है बिना बिना कुछ ये करके।
बेसिकली नेट है, सब एक दूसरे को चूतिया बना रहे हैं, ठीक है?
But do you guys remember the good old days when the brands didn't have as much access to analytics or knowledge of or cared about, you know, the good old days when this is like,
One sec, I don't know of this era. Kautuk, when brand didn't have access to analytics and
अबे बाबा, they have. एक सेकंड, तेरा बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ बाबा.
हाँ,
There was.
टीवी
हाँ.
तू वो सब कर रहा है.
Yeah.
एक्चुअली
Hmm.
इंस्टाग्राम पे क्या है, इस पे क्या है,
There was
Snapchat पे
a
क्यों,
there was a
Vine पे
slight.
क्या.
There was a golden
Display-
era, बाबा. There was a.
phase when anybody who was doing any sort of content that was remotely successful was quoting fuck you prices.
Yeah.
Okay?
So
And
there's-
were getting fuck you prices.
I
ठीक
understand.
है. तो
So
मैं
there's
भी
a-
ऐसे पटेली में बहुत
this-
किया. फिर
this
थोड़े टाइम के बाद
analytics-
ना
This analytics.
world catches up, analytics catch up, then other people show up because there is always a million more showing up who are as good, if not better than you, who are younger. They have more time on their side. They have a
And more relatable
demographic
things happening in their
happening
life.
exactly.
No,
अभी
it's
मैं
not
पहली
relatable
से-
things. It's just willingness to do the most mundane relatable thing as a video. It's like, oh yeah, this can also be a video.
No,
This can- I've been around people who are like,
Other, it's
Hello?
also they also have a whole skill set.
Bro,
that's
it's
attached
it's
to
a
them.
100% skill
no,
set.
it's not about it's
Yeah,
हाँ
bro.
वो कर रहे हैं, but it's just like a lot. One of the reasons why everybody feels that they can be an influencer is because it's just a lot of it is just, hey, क्या कर रहा है? अरे यार, मैं तो and it's just after a while, you know, there were sketches that I put up as an experiment. I shot 8 of them in 1 hour. I shot 8 of them in 1 hour. And I just kept doing this with a black and white this, and I was improvising every sketch. I was like, okay, अभी क्या है? Best friend पे एक
that's-
ऐसे ही कुछ improvise.
That's
अच्छा,
great.
अभी mother father पे कुछ एक improvise.
But that's great. मैं वही करके अपना करियर बनाया है वाइन पे.
अबे नहीं,
कोई
नहीं,
Instagram
नहीं,
पे कर रहा हूँ.
Bullshit. I've seen Varun shoot Vicky, and Varun used to shoot one part of it and then बैठता था. फिर Varun सोच रहा है अभी next line. And Varun used to fucking think about the next one and plan it legitimately. I've seen him work at it.
नहीं, but वो तो that aside, I think you know when people have this impression कि अरे इन लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, रोज तो Instagram पे hi guys, my skincare routine, hi guys, this is my this, but
Dude, this hi
You know,
guys, where
I'm
it
telling
came
you,
from?
hi guys, हाँ, hi guys, you've been asking me, तो सीधा तू प्रेशर पब्लिक पे डाल देता है कि सीधे मैंने तो नहीं पूछा तेरे को यार, तू कैसे ये बोल रहा है, but and you think that oh this is mundane, stupid, annoying, irritating, whatever, but I feel it takes a massive amount of guts, willpower, and determination to even wake up every fucking day, put on your camera, and say, "Hi guys, falana dinka." It and the more you do it, the better you get at it. You'll see any influencer right now worth his or her salt. You see their earlier videos from 5 years ago, 30 videos, but it is just the willpower to keep at it day after day, and then eventually get better at your craft, no matter how easy it seems to other people.
Dude, you
Yeah.
know something? The one type of influencer that I've personally feel like it's so much hard work is the fashion influencer who changes like 40 outfits in a 7-second reel.
On
Oh my
that
God.
beat, ठप और पूरा कपड़ा चेंज हुआ. You see it as a
No.
नहीं वो
साड़ी
एडिटिंग से होता है, वो
पहनना,
कपड़ा बीट पे नहीं
बाल
बदल
करना,
रही.
मेकअप करना, because you have to look good throughout. So it's not like it's just
No.
the same thing again. It's a lot
Because
of fucking
I'll
work,
tell you-
man.
I'll tell you where I come from.
40 कपड़ा होना.
Yes.
इस कपड़ा को हाँ कैटलॉग करना होना to plan, and because they're borrowing from people also and brands and stuff, so
That's
to remember कहाँ से क्या आया है.
But other they're getting from brands once they become a certain thing.
Yeah.
Till then they're getting from neighbor.
Yeah, till then it's neighbor
और
मम्मी
बड़ा
का
भाई,
और-
बड़ी बहन,
or
छोटी
mix
बहन.
and match and stuff like that, right? So it's quite something. I just want to make a point about like analytics and thing. Kautuk, sorry, you want to go before I make this point, or I just want to talk about analytics and
No, go for it.
all of that. So I know there was a time of this fuck you money.
The golden era.
The problem is, as always, you can still hack the system.
Oh,
Yeah.
You can still hack the
ये
system.
हम लोग को कान में बोलना, तू क्या आके ये
क्या
सबको पॉडकास्ट पे बोल रहा है,
podcast
तू
पे
सब
क्या
चालू
बोल
हो
रहा है?
जाएंगे.
So guys, this is what you do. This
No. So the problem is, the problem currently is that within the niche, there is already an ecosystem. Now so analytics and all of that came into play a little later. And when it came into play, it sort of democratized the market. And the reason why it happened was not because more influencers came in.
Geo
It's
happened.
it's because platforms themselves understood how to monetize their own content and their own platforms. So analytics and all that became a thing only when they could understand monetize, which is why this whole like your brand needs to appear in the first 3 seconds.
Bro, this.
All of these like
Wait.
caveats and best practices, which are not really best practices, because the
Baba.
best practice for a celebrity influencer thing is stay true to what the influencer does.
Yeah.
You stay true to that. It does not matter 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 7 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm telling you from experience.
100%.
The most successful stuff that we've done is where you let the influencer, sure, give direction, explain the idea, take time. Yes, there are some influencers who are like, no, talk to my team and all of that. But the influencers that actually care, that come on calls, that understand the
Why
idea.
is Thakur asking you to talk to his team?
Yeah.
And Thakur is like, just talk to Baba, please. And I'm like, Arey, but bro, I'm Baba.
एक बाबा मैं अभी कितने में भी कर लूंगा.
No, but Baba, this is a very good point. This point of I've by the way, so I've not done as many influencer deals as a face, but I've done a lot of them as a writer, right? And what's
Why
very
do you give this
interesting.
away? There are influencers
No,
saying,
no.
Kautuk, don't take my name. Kautuk, don't take my name.
Dude, Kautuk has written stuff for me also in emergency. I got some, there was a
Yeah.
legitimate football video that we had to do. And
Yeah.
I've said yes. And I've told them, guys, I don't watch football. Like, that is why we want you.
So I had to
call
write the
Kautuk.
script knowing football, but writing it as if I had no idea what football was. So anyway, my point was that as a writer, I get so many notes, right, from clients saying ki, okay, at exactly 7 seconds we want this thing, because our advanced analytics have showed that after 7 seconds 80% of the people have tuned out, skipped, whatever. So you have to make it happen in this point in time. The other notes that brands have given me, because they've been like, they're afraid of the volatility or the sort of like the the trolling that happens online. So you get some of the most bizarre notes. Can you not have the word black in the script because we don't know how it will be perceived?
कपड़ा
It is-
मैंने रेड पहना है, our brand color is blue. मैं बोला तो I'm not your bottle, I'm me ना, मैं पूरा ब्लू है तो मैं क्या अभी ब्लू ही पहनते रहूं पूरा? नहीं, मैंने एक तेरे लिए रील किया तो अभी मैं ब्लू कलर का हूँ. जी क्या चल रहा है? I want to give brands and analytics. One piece of analytical advice to brands is that 99% of the people will want to skim over if they see a heavily branded video.
That's true.
Right? When certain videos have that. See, now earlier what used to happen is that in your sketch you can sort of integrate it. Then it came to a thing where a lot of people were getting conned, so your guidelines changed. Your ASCI guidelines changed, where you had to specify that you are doing an ad, because otherwise it comes under false advertising, right? I'm just saying this is good to drink, this is good to eat, this is good to wear, this bank is amazing, this product fantastic.
ASCII guidelines. Yeah.
Also, by the way,
but that's
Thakur-
what Kautuk was pointing at. That golden period where there was zero accountability for a lot of people.
Yeah.
They were literally doing that shit.
Also, by the way, so there's just one quick point to this thing about, like, now you have to declare it. According to the rules that have changed in 2019, you can be fined up to 50 lakh rupees if you've not declared that this is an ad.
The rules have also changed in January of this
Again,
year.
what did they change it to?
Now you have to pay 1 crore.
There's several mentions and how you're going to have to work it and all. Tera management तेरे को भेजेगा थोड़ी time में.
Yeah. So there's you have to declare all these things, and you can't just do an ad and just pass it off as content the way it used to happen back.
No, but what I'm trying to get at is that you have to then come to a happy medium, right? Where, because you can't just now suddenly slip in brand name in something else that you're doing. So they want to change that. Fair, right? You don't want to fool or fox people. On the second end, brands will come with, अरे 7 सेकंड पे ये दिखा, 10 सेकंड पे ये पेन, ब्लू कलर का पेन, सर पे टैटू कर दे ब्रांड का नाम, without realizing that in itself शायद will make people be like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Fuck this. Because I do that myself, right? If I'm on reels and I see something which is extremely brandy, right off the bat, you don't want to watch anything further, because तेरी जल रही है कि साला इसको पैसा मिला मेरे को नहीं मिला. You know what I mean, right? But there are certain things where I'm taking others boring as an example, right?
Boring tutorials, not
Yeah.
others boring personality or any other book.
Yeah, that's
Tutorials. The spelling mistake has I've written that to the point where it's like now it's become like that's my specific trademark. I thought if I make a spelling mistake, and I did that in the first video purposely. It's like, what if I make a spelling mistake? How many comments will I get? How
Oh,
much more
hilarious.
engagement
Oh,
will I
you
get
baited audience.
if I
Very nice.
if I just do a spelling mistake and never address it? And every video has a spelling mistake.
Or most people said, "Arey yaar, ye to Aadar hai na, samjha."
No, but what was the point you were making, Thakur?
Sorry.
Is when you're trying to integrate your brand, keeping in mind the reason you've come to this influencer to begin with, right? Any fashion influencer, comedy, this, that. Especially, I'll speak about comedy because that is our expertise. I don't know how fashion influencers, beauty influencers do their thing, right? But अपने इस पे अगर brand आ रहा है, and you are suddenly now making me do it in a way where I'm losing my, like Vicky, for example, when I do it, the character works because I'm extremely true to who Vicky is. I'll figure a way to retrofit your brand, right? My whole point is that the video does well. People look at it and say, oh, fuck, that's a good video. And the fact that it was a branded video didn't come in our eyes too much.
Yeah.
I know he's gotten paid to do it for this brand, product, whatever. But I still like the way it was done. Many times, what brands will do is with their suggestions, it'll come to a point where suddenly, like एक brand का suggestion मेरे लिए विकी वीडियो में जो दिया था ना, अगर मैं वो करता तो वो character विकी है ही नहीं पे. But they want Vicky. You know what I mean?
Correct.
It is never going to work. It is never going to work. If I obviously won't give gali, I'm not going to be sexist, this, that, all of those things I'll keep in mind because
Which is the bulk of Wiki, but then whatever remains is
but like just the essence of teda jawab.
yeah.
Right? अगर तू if you keep it at its bare minimum कि अरे ये अलग वे में कुछ कर रहा है, bro, literally जितना suggestion दिया ना, तो उसमें मैं कुछ कर ही नहीं पा रहा था.
Yeah.
और
मेरे को एक बार
eventually what
sorry.
ended up happening is that the deal fell through because brand wants to do it, you want to do it, but वो एक आके immediate clash हो रहा है, which is why when I see a good brand deal, I think that shows it in fact reflects more positively on the brand.
Dude, can I tell you one thing? The best brand deals I've seen, the best of like, and there's one thing in common between all of them. And it is that at some level, the person doing the brand deal, the influencer, also really likes the brand.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference. Huge
Yeah.
difference. Like you
Yeah.
can see it. You can, it's so interesting how people can sense intention. Where you can sense when someone's doing it for money, you can
Yeah.
sense when someone's doing it because they like the brand, and
Yeah.
it makes a huge difference.
The thing is, no, there has to be what I think the one thing people fail to realize, and this is me speaking as an advertising person also. One thing people fail to realize, and I try to have this conversation with them a lot, is to say that yes, intent of using brand, person likability and person likability of brand versus likability, that sort of the brand fit is important. But what's also super important is don't try to get this influencer to give your brand history. That's not like the point. It's not about, it's not, and I don't mean brand history.
Nailed it Baba.
I'm saying it's not just तू सब कुछ नहीं बोलवा सकता है कि मेरा ये एयरपॉड प्रो तेरा कील मुआ से भी निकालेगा, तेरा आंख का भी बेटर करेगा, तेरा हाथ को भी बेटर करेगा, तेरा
Bro, अगर ये बोलेगा मैं ले लूंगा वो चीज.
मैं ले लूंगा.
I'm saying the point is,
yeah, but I get your point. Yeah.
At the end of it, it's about the reason why you went to that influencer was to say, hey, this influencer either speaks like my brand or talks about my brand or feels like this person connects with my audience more than anything else, right? And so just give them the idea, because a lot of people, like the downside to an influencer campaign, and they fail to realize it, is that that an influencer campaign, whether you're doing a reel or whatever, the shelf life is 48 hours max 1 week. Like it's not more than that, right? If you do a reel or you do something like that, unless you have continuous engagement, etc. So when you're looking at it like that, in that short period, try to say only that one thing, na? Like why are you trying to put You know, my
Everything.
brand started in 1864 and today I do Khil
Our
Muase.
mission is this, our vision is this. We
And
have served so many customers and blah blah blah. And yeah, buy our new this, जिसका campaign is that. Okay, लेकिन सर मैं अपना वो जो joke करने का था, just put it in.
Put it in the
Then
joke.
make that funny, no? Can you make that funny? And then when you
And
make
you
that funny,
see
then it's
all of
like,
this,
can
you
you
do
not
it in
make
your
fun of
own
the
way.
brand? Can
Yeah.
you not
Do it in
make fun
your
of the
own way.
brand?
No,
Dude,
so
you know-
and then
best.
it'll be like, and the thing is, they won't even try to translate the creative idea through influencers. They
That's
will
true.
try
Yeah,
to
yeah.
create the creative strategy through
Bro,
influencers, which is
Baba, you know something? The like, and I think when an
sorry,
influencer gets
guys. There's going to be a lot of cynicism from me in this episode.
नहीं भाई पब्लिक बहुत खुश तो ऐसे जब ये ऐसे सब पॉइंट्स निकालते हैं उधर बैठ के नोट्स ले रहे हैं पब्लिक देखते वक्त
no,
Uh,
it's good, Baba, to for once to see you active on the podcast.
Hey,
Yeah.
हाँ.
The dil
To
se.
see you alive.
अरे तुम लोग सब
See,
बात
this is
करते
great
हो
synergy between
घुसेगा.
the
Yeah.
brand and the influencer.
Dude,
Because
it's so rare to see
fit with the
passion in
brand.
Baba.
You know, you work with the TG that likes. So that's very important. हाँ.
Yeah, and
No,
you have
but
to
this-
really love the brand, and like it has to be very like integrated very casually. Like I love my Pixel 7 with the Tensor 2 chip and 10x digital zoom that will be available at any Chroma store right now, and you can get it at with Aadar 10 code. You will get 20% off.
So, no, dude. So there's this other thing taking off from what Baba was saying. Ki, you know, anytime an influencer, there's a brand like an interaction with a brand, the brand
Hmm.
will send the influencer. They won't send the script. They will send one deck that has been written
Yeah.
by Peter Drucker. Okay, which has vision, mission. It has earnings of this quarter. Like then you go down 17 slides. Then finally there will be, okay, here's what we want you to do. Are? Why did I have to?
Yeah,
So,
which is why when you get briefed from me, it's very different.
By the way,
Have you ever got a brief that is meant for somebody else and they didn't bother to correct the name?
yes.
So now we want now we would like Tanmay to do this, and then next Tanmay
I've
does
got
this,
it.
and just reading
I've
the whole
I've got
thing.
in many times and I've done it also without all ego aside. I've
Oof.
just added few more thousands, lakhs. I'm like तू नाम सही नहीं लिया इसके लिए 4 लाख ज्यादा जो
So,
नहीं देते वो लोग.
by the
Anyway,
way,
but
do you guys like one of the other thing about this whole influencer marketing thing, right? There is one
Yeah.
holy grail of influencer marketing that since the time it was started till today and forever onwards, it will still be the holy grail. And that holy grail is kuch viral bana do.
yeah.
this has been there for
Viral.
the first video we put out on YouTube.
Yeah, like that. The way that
Kautuk,
people
you are
seek-
saying that this has become an influencer marketing problem. No. It has now seeped into advertising where they are like,
Also-
ad viral bana do.
oh Lord.
So yeah, it's not the best.
No, it used to come as ad. So it's like print ad, digital, this, and then the requirement
Viral
was
video.
one viral YouTube video. How? But it's there. It's a requirement.
मेरे
One
को
viral
उनको
YouTube video.
बोलना है कि अगर I can like just churn out viral videos because somebody asked me to. Don't you think that I'd be fucking, I don't know, Kim Kardashian, Ronaldo level, Kylie Jenner, Selena Gomez.
Bro, even Ronaldo can't get a
Yeah.
viral video
Yeah.
on demand.
Yeah, exactly. मतलब कैसे बोल रहे हैं? But anyway, before we
Maybe
go ahead,
Messi can. Maybe Messi.
before we go ahead. So we were talking about social media influencers, right? Predominantly, but the idea of the influencer has been there for quite some time.
Yeah.
और मेरे रिसर्च के मुताबिक मुझे मालूम पड़ा है कि फर्स्ट इन्फ्लुएंसर कौन था, and that guy's name is Josiah Westwood, okay, who made this teapot, okay, called I mean, it was just a tea set for Queen Charlotte, and he publicized himself as the potter of Her Majesty, and with having her sort of
Oh.
approval on it, plus it was made well. They also got happy कि अरे, you know, ये pottery of Her Majesty especially ये बना है, dude, instant success.
And
It
if you
means
get
the
this
royal
pot,
family stamp of approval basically made his brand as a staple, and he is essentially called the father of modern marketing.
yeah, Thakur, it
Honestly,
is
Honestly,
It
I
is-
thought like the first influencer would be a god because they'd have the most followers right off the bat.
Yeah, that's true. But
Ideally.
they didn't have the analytics then.
हाँ सर सर ये अभी सर आपके बहुत फॉलोअर है अभी आप चड्डी का ऐड करो like no that's not that
They were
wasn't
getting
happening
fuck you
through that.
money.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was
Hmm.
one, which was 1760. Okay.
Hmm.
Potter of Her Majesty became father of modern marketing. Then, in
Hmm.
the more recent this 1920 May, Coco Chanel.
Hmm.
Okay, she debuted this dress, which is a little black dress and a pantsuit. Okay. Now, this was such a versatile dress that for the first time, women were able to utilize the same dress for both their afternoon and evening function.
Oh my lord.
Right? So the
What a
pantsuit cover it broke the barrier between men's and women's fashion and
Hmm.
instantly changed women's perspective around the globe about how they like the way they dressed. But when it came to a full this, when suddenly you realize wait, there's insane amount of money where you get a person to endorse your brand, become the brand ambassador and all of that, so to speak. And that was Michael fucking Jordan and Nike. Okay, where $70 million worth of sales Nike ka hua in the
but
first year.
where does influencer start and celebrity endorsement end?
Yeah.
No,
So
that's what I'm saying. Like what used to be that earlier, like celebrity endorsement हो गया वो टाइम पे इतना कुछ था भी नहीं कि तू एक स्पेसिफिक पर्सन का उतना पावर लेके इतना फैला सकते हैं. So they are pre-influencer, so to speak. Like these are the three biggest examples I found in this killer article about like the evolution of the influencer, so to speak. अपने इधर मतलब who was our first digital में कौन था पहला was mommy bloggers
yeah.
in the 2000s.
Ah.
Mothers all over the world would blog their entire whatever pregnancy, post how you taking care, what worked for you, what problems you had, and that essentially became like the birth of like
This is interesting. So that's the thing, right? Like mommy blogger and Michael Jordan, like two separate, very distinct categories. And I feel like the influencer is the person who is sort of like closer to just being a regular person, telling people about their
but that's what I'm saying.
particular.
It evolved into that. Right now, any of us, if we put in that much time, effort, regular content, connecting
Yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
fans, having all the boxes checked of a regular, you can also be an influencer. That's what I'm trying to say
So
how
in
things
fact,
evolved.
Thakur, like literally one of the ways that you could define an influencer is, there was a professor and a sort of priest called Martin Luther, okay,
Hmm.
who eventually, came up with
Became
the
a king.
idea. No. Who wrote this
Acha.
thing called the 95 theses, okay, which became the
Huh.
founding, the starting point of the Protestant part of Christianity. So
Yeah.
now his whole thing was that he was able to come up with this thing and use the printing press to get his ideas out. And
Hmm.
almost like at that point in time, no one had, it was almost viral in the way that people want things to be viral today. It was literally like people could not get enough of it. This idea had spread to people and it led to a following and like a sort of like a understanding of things that catapulted him to enormous fame and influence, right? Not that he was wanting it, but that's how it took off. So in a way that would also be like those people in history were the original influencers, that they were almost like people like you and me came from the masses but
Hmm.
had an idea or a vision or a product or a whatever that just blew up in a way that is the true
Yeah.
definition of influencer.
Correct. Correct. But that's the thing. Like, there are 2000s में mommy bloggers. 2010, when Instagram actually properly popped out and came out, dude, for the first time, you were able to sort of, it changed the way people interact with each other. You're able to see more of a person's private life, right? Like a more daily life. उसके बाद तेरा Twitch आया. Twitch was the first to get live streaming. So
Yeah.
gaming तू गेम करते वक्त लाइव स्ट्रीम कर रहा है, तू बात कर सकता है, तू देख सकता है. You see Twitch, they have some insane people with insane following.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and then obviously with the advent and like proliferation of social media, now there is an influencer on any platform you can think of.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, yeah.
Instagram let people see a glimpse into their private life, and then OnlyFans let them see their privates.
So here's
Just
the other thing, right, about the influencers.
But there's more money in OnlyFans.
way more money. So Whitney Cummings
Not
is
really.
actually really pushing. No, Whitney Cummings is actually pushing this. She's like OnlyFans for comedians, where you pay and we'll do the most racy jokes that we would not do in public ever, and you're paying specifically to watch us do what we do without any, and you're paying. You paid for that specific, and
Man,
it
there used to
can't
be a
be. Yeah.
time. There used to be a time when it used to be called a comedy club.
Yeah.
So um so here's another thing about like being an influencer, right? Like the sort of like the lived experience of that. I like here's the thing that I can't do as a person, like as the kind of personality I have, I just can't do it. Influencers have this ability to live their life and see content everywhere.
Everywhere, bro. It's
They're always
insane.
on.
The best example of this is, you remember Varun Thakur's failed experiment called I am going to vlog.
मैं खुद बोलने वाला था क्योंकि उस दिन मैं ना अपने फोन में जा रहा था तो मुझे हनीमून के मुझे रैंडमली ऐसे वीडियोस दिख रहे 5 मिनट के लिए जिसमें ये कर रहा ओके सो नाउ आई एम वॉकिंग इन वंडरलैंड.
I realized I figured this out.
I just cannot.
Can't do it.
Bro, he
Bro,
came into the. You remember the fake vlog where he came into the green room at Habitat, shot it, then he's like,
Yeah, yeah.
अरे shit, मैं light on करना भूल गया, अभी वापस वही energy create करो.
Bro, the ability to look at your life and make everything content is so incredible, so difficult.
No
And
chance.
for me it feels like there is the, like Thakur, you were saying, right, when you looked at that video, it almost feels like it's not the real you, right? It's one
Yeah.
artificial.
Yeah.
I am playing influencers that I had
Yes.
seen and liked,
Yes.
and now I'm trying to do something like them, which is not
Yeah.
coming naturally. You
Yes,
know what
right.
came naturally to me immediately when I was doing after all of this? ये सब हुआ, फिर मैं फोन बाजू में रखा, निकाला और विकी वीडियो बनाया जो मस्त
Yeah.
मस्त गया हो. And I'm like, yeah, this is me, bro. Like, I can't be like, oh, this, फिर अभी ये देखो, ये पेरिस का ये, उसका वो कैफे, ये खाना देखा, नहीं.
Like the thing is,
I realized that if I have to say dialogues in an outdoor place, but the audio is going to be shit. That's when I realized, oh, voiceover. So now I just go like a lot of times it's like, hey, a joke matches the exact background that you're doing. It's like, no, I am shooting myself and pointing at different things in my background for 5 seconds in case I think of one joke for that specific thing, and then I do the VO on top of the particular thing that I was pointing at. वो chop करके, oh, this is a good joke, and it's all after the fact.
I'll give you
बहुत मेहनत करता है.
I'll give you an example. Okay, so there is a place in France. ठीक है, एक कोई चर्च है, नाम भूल गया.
Javivu.
You can
Javivu.
तेरा
There's a
अदर
place
कहाँ रह रहा
in
था तू?
France.
Where were you staying?
Huh? Montmartre.
हाँ, मोमार्ट के टॉप पे कौन सा चर्च?
Ah, okay, got it.
Sacré-Cœur.
हाँ, साक्रे.
Sacré-Cœur, हाँ,
ठीक है,
correct.
तो उधर थे, वहां से हम लोग नीचे चल के आए और उधर एक बंगलो है जो बहुत ही पॉपुलर है. ओके, ला मेसों दे रूज ऐसे कुछ तो नाम है उसका. इट्स द पिंक बंगलो ऑन द साइड ऑफ अ कर्व. इधर से एक रास्ता जाता है, इधर से एक रास्ता जाता है. इफ यू स्पेंड इनफ टाइम ऑन इंस्टाग्राम यू सीन इट. ओके, निकिता और मैं उधर थे एंड शी इज लाइक, ओ इधर ये वो मेसो ब्लू नहीं, पिंक रूज, मेसो रूज, चल वहां चल के गए. आई एम नॉट किडिंग ब्रो. उधर है ना, लोग ऐसे लाइन में खड़े, ठीक है, एक हाथ में ट्राइपॉड और लाइट लेके, वन बाय वन. तू सब जाएंगे तो तेरे फोटो में पीछे 50 लोग दिखेंगे ना ये करते हुए. तो ये सब इन्फ्लुएंसर्स में अंडरस्टैंड नहीं कि मैं जा रही हूँ, 5 मिनट है, तुम लोग तभी तक वो साइड पे खड़े रहो. अगर कोई शूट कर सकता है मेरे लिए तो शूट भी करो. वो पूरा सब शूट वूट करके ये हाय गाइस दिस सब वही बोल रहे हैं कि मेसो रूज, साक्रेकोर, मोमार्ट.
I'm waiting for you to say. I'm waiting for you to say. Avevu, Javevu.
Avevu, Javevu.
बट उधर आवेहू जावेहू चल रहा था ब्रो. ऐसे सब गए, मतलब मैं जाके सेम चीज करूंगा क्या अभी, क्योंकि लिटरली ये जो 15 लोग तो उन्होंने सेम किया, तो मैं
लेकिन
बन गया
अगर उधर जाके विकी ने कैमरा निकाला तो
और निकाला,
It's a completely different.
और मैं दूसरे साइड पे रह के मेरे वीडियो में उनका मजाक उड़ाया। मैं बोला, look at this video, you know, they've just come because they've seen it on Instagram, whereas I am also there because of that exact reason. क्योंकि Instagram पे दिखा था बहुत अच्छा है.
who knew Vicky was real social commentary?
Yeah.
No, Vicky is the beauty of meta humor, na? It's the
Yeah.
beauty of
Yeah.
irony, where
Correct.
a bird sings of freedom while being caged in a cage.
अरे कौतुक, तुझे राइटर होना चाहिए, क्या बात है.
अरे
वाह वाह वाह.
Yeah.
ये एलिनस मॉरिसेट हम लोग स्ट्रीम पे क्या कर रहे हैं?
But
No, but
Morissette.
so second part of everything is content.
I guarantee if Morissette releases a video today and if Sanam covers the song, the cover will get more views.
Yeah, just by number of people in this country, 100%. So second part of everything is content. Okay, is this that
Hmm.
everything is overshared, right? Everything. So, like for example, I don't think people can get a pet anymore without thinking कि
Planning.
इसका एक Instagram अकाउंट बना दूंगा, फिर उससे मैं पैसा कमाऊंगा और फिर
मेरे
पेट
पास
को बना
5
दूंगा.
वैसे अकाउंट बने हुए हैं.
Ah,
5
बस तेरे पास पेट, तेरे
नहीं
पास क्या एक एक प्लांट का एक एक है.
लेकिन रखा हुआ है कि
Oh,
अगर
just
कभी
to-
आएगा तो मैं वो हैंडल मेरे को चाहिए.
bro, these pet Instagram accounts, pet
तो
flu,
तूने हैंडल
whatever they're
बना के
called.
रखा है विद अ नेम.
What is the name?
Yeah, he knows the
What's the
name
name?
you'd like to
मैं
give.
नाम थोड़ी
What is the
बताऊंगा.
name?
बोलना.
अरे but you've got the handles now, ना?
मैं
What's
देखो
the-
कॉल के बाद बताऊंगा ना.
मोती ठाकुर.
हाँ, मोती. ये सब कर,
मोती.
और क्या इन्फ्लुएंस कर रहा है ये मोती. कोई भेजेगा मोती के लिए पेडिग्री, भेजेगा के
लड्डू,
किरण
मोती
भेजेगा,
के
नहीं
लड्डू,
भेजेगा.
मोती चूर के लड्डू.
भाई
No,
डिफरेंट
so
बिट बिग मोती दे लेके रास्ते पे इसको खा रहा है.
What if Moti gets a massive brand deal with like Tanishq for pearls?
तनिष्क.
Yeah, so
Moti.
You do realize
हाँ,
Moti
Moti.
is, oh,
I don't think you realized.
You don't realize. Actually, मेरे को करना चाहिए. I know how to swing it for a brand. I actually know how to swing the worst possible thing for a brand. It's like I can ये कैसे करूँ तुम्हारा brand video
Dude,
में?
but
तू ये बोल रहा है कि अगर कल तेरे पास तनिष्क आया तो तू एक कुत्ते के ऊपर जाके हार लगाएगा.
Guarantee I will pull that video off also and I'll manage to sell it to the brand. It's like there are a lot of people who like their pets. Tanishq is and are not exploring this entire market of people who overspend on their pets and they won't buy diamonds but they might just buy pearls.
dude, you know something? Till pets, I think,
I assure you, Aadar, that's not going to happen.
It is Tanishq, if you guys are listening and you would want your dogs, you want to sell pearls to dogs, just this Moti ke liye. There you go. Hashtag Moti for Moti.
Other the real market for what you're saying is if you had a pig, because pearls before swine. Other.
अब की बार मोती का हार. Done. This campaign is selling itself.
Let's ask creative director at Ogilvy.
I hope his answer is just no.
I've been shaking my head the whole time he's doing it with my eyes down.
Okay, 1 second. The next thing I want to talk about is this. Okay, look, I think chal pets too fir bhi whatever you're it's somewhat understandable. I feel like the thing that I
This
find
is only because you're okay
one-
sharing Begum.
no, but I do.
Hmm.
I thought about it multiple times. It's like, ki, should I make a separate Begum account where I just post Begum pictures, Begum videos, Begum doing this, Begum doing that? And I said, that's not the point.
You know what's great
Hey
for a
guys,
Begum?
in chat,
Moti ka chain.
let me 1 second be Kautuk Srivastav and Varun Thakur and Aadar Malik for this. In chat, if you want a separate Begum account, please tell Kautuk in chat. Go to his
And the profile photo has to be Begum wearing pearls because a queen deserves her pearls.
Arey, but guys, who will say no to a all cat account with cat activities? It's a no-brainer money spinner, but don't want to do it because
He doesn't want 442 to get overshadowed.
yeah, dude, can't if she goes ahead of me in followers.
सुबह उठ के खुद का हाय गाइस नहीं बोल पा रहा, अभी रोज सुबह बेगम के पीछे भागे, बेगू कम हियर.
Yeah.
आज रील नहीं बनानी तुमको, तुमको नहीं बनानी साले, तुम मेरा क्यों बना रहे हो रील? खुद बनाओ. खुद बनाओ, तुम्हारे फॉलोअर बढ़ेंगे,
No.
फिर अपने को करने की जरूरत नहीं.
You know something? Here's a new trend that they started with this with cats and dogs, where they just put one GoPro on the collar.
It's
Okay.
old.
And yeah, so the meaning basically the cat is creating content throughout the day.
तुझे वो गोप्रो पे क्यों, मैं तो फोन लगा के लाइव स्ट्रीम करूंगा और पड़ी है उसके अंदर, वो जा रही है 24 घंटे का लाइव स्ट्रीम, पब्लिक बैठ के देख रहे हैं कि आज क्या कर रही है बिल्ली, बैठी है खुद को चाटे,
So so
सुपर चैट दे रही है पब्लिक, अरे क्या बात है, लव इट.
now the sort of like the logical extension that happens with this idea is that eventually people come up with what is known as sharenting. Have you heard of sharenting? It is where you share your kids' content. Dude, it is so traumatizing for these children. Kyunki there is so many videos where the kid is crying, right? Literally crying, and the person just keeps filming, right? The parent keeps filming, and it's so fucking weird to see. I don't know who's deriving any.
You know, for a second the child stops crying, they move the camera, slap him again, chal
But there was one. I remember this one news story that had come out about a couple who used to play these pranks on their kids, okay, for content, and every single prank used to end with the kids crying, like meaning weeping, and the parent would be like just laughing in the background, be like, got you.
ये बाप आइडिया.
Dude, एक मैंने देखा था,
ये तो मस्त है, क्योंकि तेरा
सच्चा
प्रैंक फेल होगा ही नहीं ब्रो, बच्चा तो
हाँ.
होगा ही होगा, ऑलवेज सक्सेस.
एक ट्रेंड हुआ था ना where they tell American kids that एक तो the height of first world country problem इस बच्चों को बोलते हैं we ate all your Halloween candy, and then they would watch the child implode.
Yeah,
That was a trend, and everybody was putting it up.
No,
it's
some
a
of it-
little
Some
cruel
of
and
it is pretty
pointless.
horrifying. Yeah, some of it is pretty horrifying. Like it is.
And what's more is that the internet never forgets. So this kid is going to grow up, and there will be all this content which was made without this person knowing, embarrassing, humiliating, stuff that probably you don't want out there, and it's an odd thing.
But
Yeah, you know why?
lot
You
of
know why it
times-
started off? You know why it started off though? The first video that started off this child thing
It was
Charlie
Vasco
was
da
Charlie
Gama.
bit my finger.
bit my
Charlie
finger.
bit my
How
finger.
he bit my finger.
Those kids have gotten through
And
school.
what is that, Dave at the
have gotten
dentist?
through this set. They sold that video as an NFT. They're
Wow.
set for life based on a video that they and those so genuinely funny moments, like family moments that you capture on camera.
But bro, I'm
Have,
fully supporting, because you know how expensive kids are to raise, right? They become influencers, they pay for their own fucking growing up. It's amazing.
Bro, वो
But
भी है
same
ना.
thing for dogs.
देखो डायपर मिल, हाँ मैं कुत्ते के लिए क्यों बना के रखा है, मैं थोड़ी बार बार जाके खरीद के आ रहा हूँ पेडिग्री.
Dude, the other thing is that na ki like when you have there was one kid who became a like mega influencer by unboxing and playing with toys.
Yeah,
Right? Like he's a super influencer. Like
Yeah.
he's one of the biggest child influencers in the world.
like yeah, it's ridiculous. And by the age of 10 or 11 or 9 or something like that, it's some
He's
ridiculous.
made millions, huh, by the way. He's not
Yeah,
Yeah.
छोटा खिलाड़ी नहीं है वो, ऐसे
बहुत बड़ा खिलाड़ी.
10-20 में फ्री में कर दूंगा, नहीं, छाप रहा है. छाप
No.
रहा है.
Can I just want to sorry, Kautuk, were you done?
Yeah.
So I just want to take you all through classics. Okay. So there have been, of course, this world of influencer marketing, there have been some bloopers.
There have been some
Bloopers. Some massive
Fails.
bloopers. Some massive fails. Some massive
like
Uh,
Instagram influencer campaign gone wrong. Or
uh,
any.
yeah, like some stuff which really should not have. And which is one of the most common ones that destroy the whole campaign is when an influencer does not read and uses the whole instruction as post copy.
Yes.
Which says caption dash.
Yes. No, but
No,
what
it
it
also says, please write this in your own words, and
Yeah.
that whole thing has gone.
So while all of these are correct, right? Like I remember one of the ones with with like there's this guy, one influencer who's like a fitness influencer, has said uh, they've said, let the Lord be with you, colon. Here you go at 4 p.m. EST, write the below caption, keeping up with the summer workout routine shake, blah 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 blah. Okay. Then Naomi Campbell also has done this stuff, right? Like, could you put something like this is it? And she's put, could you put something like
Arey,
now?
Neville, there's one of Disha Patani, okay, where
You're
she's
talking about
huh? She's
go.
posted this on Instagram. Okay, the whole text was, "Hey, final video is here. We'll mail you the high-res video in some time. So please use that as the final video to be uploaded. Caption below."
ऐसा डाल दिया है
So
ब्रो
now these
कोई
are
तो फोन sorry कोई
Samsung.
फोन का एक कर रहा था
Samsung, हाँ,
Samsung.
actress.
I'm loving my new Oppo, Redmi, one of the phones, okay, Samsung, this,
sent
that.
from iPhone.
डाल दिया, sent from iPhone.
Tweeted from iPhone.
So there's one where you've seen where the influencer. I'll talk about the phone camera before I talk about the last one. Before I talk about others, sorry. There's one where there's a set of influencers who are talking about this Huawei camera, okay, and so they're sort of shooting the videos, this, that, and the other, and they also, I'm assuming, had said, हम लोग BTS भी भेजेंगे तुम लोग को. तो BTS में ना एक DSLR से शूट कर रहे रे फोटो. तो DSLR से शूट कर रहा है और उसको सेल्फी लेने गए तो उसका हाथ ऐसा रखा है और इधर DSLR है. तो ये सब और ये BTS वीडियो में कट करके मस्त करके दे दिया है.
अब ब्रांड देख
Bro, there was one
नहीं,
recently.
ब्रांड नहीं देख रहा है, अपलोड कर दिया है एज BTS
Upload.
वीडियो. उधर
There
सब
was,
लेकिन
Sorry,
ब्रो
Rakesh.
there was one picture that had come. I found this on Reddit. Okay, it had popped up on my feed, where it's a photo of Sara Ali Khan. Okay, where she's on a beach and she's laying on the beach and she's taking a selfie. Okay, and she's wearing sunglasses. And someone just wrote a caption saying, "Zoom into sunglasses." And when you zoom into sunglasses, तो देखता है कि वो ऐसे हाथ आगे किया है and there is another person's hand who is taking the selfie.
Wow.
Who was this? Who was this actress?
Yeah,
Sara
there's,
Ali Khan.
I don't know, there's tons of, by the way,
Sara Ali
there's
Khan.
tons of these things where, like, you know, people have photoshopped. So people have photoshopped. I mean, Photoshop fails though are tremendous, right? Like where people are like photoshopping themselves and they're like, oh, but you are at home. Why is there sand on your feet? ऐसा सब बहुत सारा है, ठीक है? But
So, no, there's this thing about how
no, I just want to
like
finish this.
these photos.
I just want to finish this caption fail, then we can move on
Ha,
to
ha,
others.
ha.
Where one of the most recent ones, and that really cost the brand a lot, not just from a money standpoint, but literally had to move into a thing here. So where they ran for a day a launch campaign. So they did a teaser campaign. All right. And the teaser campaign was Rohit Sharma, where he's standing in a movie poster and it says, you know, launching Rohit Sharma, blah, 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 blah. Then there was Disha. Then there was somebody else. I don't know if it was Disha. Sorry. I think it was Disha, but I know
probably was.
Who?
It probably was.
So there were 2 or 3 people. And so they've posted out all their things at the right time. All the things are put up. And then, of course, one of them has destroyed the entire campaign by
Saurav Ganguly.
posting their picture. Okay, and it was it basically, again, it was a movie picture, so it said starring Rohit Sharma, etc. But this person, I will tell you who at the end of it has posted the poster, and then it says post copy. They have posted this entire thing, post copy. It was fun shooting for it. My new mega blockbuster is releasing soon. Trailer, #trailer out 4th Sept, #mega blockbuster. So you can see this is what they obviously wanted to put, right? Without the words post copy. The next sentence that they have put is, please ensure that the Misho brand name or Misho hashtag is nowhere in caps lock mentioned in tomorrow's 1st September post. And this gentleman is
Saurav Ganguly. Yeah. But दादा हगने के बाद भी उन्होंने सैल्वेज कैसे किया मालूम है? अगले दिन एक और उन्होंने ऐड डाला, बोला कि when Dada gets it right, he hits it for a 6.
Six.
Even when he gets it wrong, he hits it for a 6.
हाँ,
Because the campaign ka purpose got served. People are talking
हाँ,
about this. Ki, हाँ, Ganguly, ये वो. More people have gone. They say, right, any advertising is good advertising.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
You
had
know,
happened
when-
with Mark Ruffalo during because they are not traditionally influencers, right? So Mark Ruffalo को किसने बोला you have to do a live before the premiere of Thor Ragnarok. So he did the live and then he put the
Yeah.
phone in the pocket because you say end live and end live के बाद एक और बार बटन दबाना पड़ता है. End live के बाद एक main red बटन आता है. उसने end live दबा के pocket में डाल दिया and the movie started and it is being broadcast to Mark Ruffalo's following.
Oof.
The first 10 minutes of the premiere
Oof.
is being, and like somebody comes into the theater and he's like, what happened? उसको ऐसे हाथ खींचे, turn your fucking phone off. You're broadcasting the movie. You're broadcasting the whole audience. But that was the biggest marketing thing that could have
Mark
happened. for the
Ruffalo ka
film.
side business is making pirated copies of the film. And they're outside Thane station.
Bro, there are tons of these, bro. There's somebody who sent a gaming influencer on Twitch. So they said, we are sending you the game, we're sending you all of this and things. So please unbox it live, this, that, and the other. तो वो लाइव गेम अनबॉक्स कर रहा है और गेम का डीवीडी टूटा है.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Wow.
Oh no.
But तू एक चीज का प्रमोट कर रहा है, दूसरे इसको तेरा दबा देंगे.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
तू Facebook पे जाके YouTube का लिंक डाल, hey guys, I just did a cool brand video for Falana Dimka and here's the link. They will dabao it.
Yeah.
That post barely gets traction. Like none of those things work out.
There is another subtler fail, and it is this where the brand sends out a message to several influencers, and they've been told to all post at a particular time at a particular day.
And then they
And
Yes.
largely they've also been
They
told
do.
change it and make it in your own way, but these people are
Yeah.
like, who has the time, who gives a fuck, and they've just so everyone posts the exact same message
yeah.
at the same time, so it completely, like, as a viewer you're like, "Hey, kya hai yaar?"
It's a
Same,
turn off, I'm
same,
telling
same.
you.
Turn off.
Because I sometimes want to ask them, I said, अगर तुम घर पे बैठे हो और कोई दूसरा ब्रांड या प्रोडक्ट ये सेम चीज करता है, what is your reaction? Inherently you'll be like, fuck these guys, yeah, right? That would be your reaction. Then why are you expecting that other people are going to react in another way?
Yeah.
Because it's your brand. It's not. But there are celebrities who are influencers. I think one person I want to talk about very recently this has happened, and Pepsi was so fast to turn it around. Ranveer
Kendall.
Singh did a all-star game. Ranveer Singh did an all-star game and then rapped in front of Hassan Minhaj and
Bro,
so super
Cringe.
cringe. Jo bhi hua. Ranveer clapped back. Have you seen the new Pepsi campaign?
What?
It's called You Do You or something. And Ranveer he didn't say anything on social media, didn't retaliate, just launched a massive campaign with Pepsi saying You Do You, and people just saying shit to you, and like it's taking whatever happened in the dude's real life and like flipping it over
Yeah.
and then turning it into a
I mean, there are tons of those campaigns.
Moment
where-
marketing, no? What is it called? Pao?
Yeah, moment
Yeah.
marketing, where you just sort of take this. Another thing that sort of ends up happening is where influencers and these are coming from fails for the want of for the lack of information and knowledge, sort of get baited into endorsing products that don't exist, like Fire Festival, etc. But it happened, there was this huge chunk where they did it with cryptos. So people were just dropping new coins and dropping new things constantly, and people have gotten conned into doing it for either crypto exchanges or crypto coins or things that didn't exist. It's also happened for things like what's it called? What are those called? Like master classes, like, hey,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are going to come and give you a master class and this and that and the other, right? But none of it has sort of like worked out. Like, it's just the amount of times people have gotten conned doing it.
Dude, the other very, very bad, like, and this should stop, is where, and influencer will use some kind of topical news event, but it's a topical news event which is a tragedy, and then they'll just insert their influencing into that event. Okay, so for example, there's this one thing I'd found where there was a fire that had taken place. Okay, and this guy's put up a caption saying hashtag current mood, seeing all of the unreal destruction in Malibu from the fire. It has always played such a central role in my work. I am so sad for those affected and for the world to be losing such majesty. The photo is of him, Nanga, where he's just standing on the side, leaning on a stick, nude. And he's posted this with literally only for the thing of it's a topical event. The picture has nothing to do with the tragedy. It is literally to insert yourself.
Oh,
via-
this is the
That's-
Miami.
No, that's the male version of bikini picture with the Paulo Coelho quote.
Yeah. But I mean, Paulo Coelho quote is fine. Do as many of those as possible. Great.
But
I mean, at least-
don't try to transgress on a tragedy, right? Like don't try to sneak off a tragedy.
Yeah.
So I think you're talking about this person who did it with Miami or something during the floods, right? So he hashtagged Miami and then sort of did.
That was another guy.
Several
This
people
guy's
have tried
some
to-
fire.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if people are like, guys, so sorry to hear about the fire in Tampa. If you're crying and you feel puffy eyes, here is my latest
No,
eye puff remover.
I mean,
just
honestly,
one
if you
thing,
see
3
it on-
hours and you're good as new.
if you see it on Twitter, this trend jacking has been a thing for a while, where while trends are running, people are tweeting with the trendy words and it has nothing to do with the trend.
And you know something, look, if you're using a trend, like say for example, there's an India Park match and tu wo trend leke tu kuch bhi plug kar,
Kuch bhi plug
amazing,
kar.
superb,
Correct.
no problem, right? But where it kind of becomes like awful is where, and that's where you realize the kind of like the reality behind this, right? Ki these people do not really engage or care about the real world or the consequences of reality happening to people, as long as it serves their whatever purpose, need, clicks,
Their hit of
validation.
dopamine that they have to get for the day.
Yeah, and like I was chatting with someone who works in the influencer marketing field, and they were telling me this one thing: ki life is very strange and difficult for like hardcore influencers who do nothing but influence, because it's one roller coaster that goes from and it's a roller coaster that is determined literally by अरे ये post पे मेरे को पिछले post से 10 likes कम आए.
Yeah.
So is my life over? Like, am I losing my
Traction. Yeah,
hold
my game.
and the traction and whatever? It's a very scary way to live in one sense, apart from all the glamour and the glitz and all that stuff.
I'm just thinking कि अपने पुराने वीडियो जब अपन प्रमोट कर रहे हैं हैशटैग अडानी डालते तो ज्यादा लोग के पास जाता ना.
Yes.
Yeah,
Missed.
but now,
Missed
Oh.
opportunity.
but now YouTube and stuff have. Anyway, I know we need to wrap, so we'll wrap. But now YouTube and all have started to create.
No, Baba,
that-
we don't need to.
we need
Why-
to. We need
Why-
to.
don't
why
need
do
to
we
really
need to?
rap.
Why are
Yeah,
you
Baba,
so
I'm
much fun.
forcing us to rap? Guys, तुन्होंने देखा all the Baba
Guys.
skills? We are ready to continue. Baba
I'm good for 30 more minutes. Yeah.
By the way, I
Why
found
specifically
some,
13, Gautam?
The thing is, people have no idea about how much money influencers make.
$15 billion is the fucking creator economy. And influencer economy. 15 billion का market है. Bhai.
But it's all over the place. It's all overestimated or at times underestimated. I searched for this
Aadar, how
influencer
can
called.
it be overestimated it can only be those.
It's
two.
all no. But it's like it's bizarrely weird. Varun Thakur net worth $3.3 billion.
But you can't. That's not what Varun
3
is.
point.
quoting.
मैं तेरे को
Varun
link
is
भेजता है.
quoting-
Varun Thakur's net worth is एक है $5 million, and then the next link is $3.3 billion.
Arey, but
Small
Aadar,
billion में नहीं
Varun
है.
is not quoting from. Varun's not quoting from that article. Nah? He's quoting from an article where there is empirical evidence that the economy of influencer marketing is worth 5 billion. Right? So,
Yeah, it is.
15 billion.
I'm
Yeah.
saying, and most of it is Varun.
1/5. 1/5.
The last thing I want to talk about was this, that so far we've spoken about influencer marketing as we know it
People.
so far and as human beings.
Hmm.
But we've already entered the age where influencers are no longer confined to flesh and blood, because now it's the era of the virtual influencer.
Yeah.
So
There are tons of these. There are two in India, I think.
lots.
No?
There's one in India called Khere something.
Ek.
Okay. So, and it's so like at this point in time. So for those of you who don't know what a virtual influencer is, these are completely digital, artistically drawn, like accounts where there are people, there are human beings running
Yeah.
it, but no, there's human beings running it. It's a team of people or whatever that's running it, but the person that you're following is virtual. They don't exist. Okay, so here's what a beautiful, we're on this just at the beginning of this journey. This is going to be obviously the eventual, the path going forward. But we're in this point in time where people still don't know that this person is virtual. So it's such beautiful interactions. Like,
Oh.
I'll tell you. So Kaira had gone to Lollapalooza. Okay. So some intern or person has taken pictures and all that, having great time at Lollapalooza. Okay. And someone very sweetly has written, "Ma'am, आप बाहर बाहर कैसे आ गए? आप लोलापलूजा पे थे? कैसे थे?"
No, but how does this Kyra thing look? Does she look like a real person, or it's
Absolutely.
It looks like it looks like a person, but it's
digital.
AI generated image.
it's a digital
kind of.
it's a digital creation of a human. So there are others who are even more lifelike. It's on a spectrum of completely cartoonish and completely real, and there's everything in between. What's interesting about these sort of creations is that, unlike a flesh and blood influencer, these people are completely controllable. They do not change and they do not get into trouble. So one of the things that happens when you become an influencer is that your personality gets shaved off to be the most generic, likable, and almost non-opinionated person, because opinions cost.
Yeah.
They cost you. If you have a very strong opinion about something, you may not be able to appeal to all the brands and all the people and all the things. So these creations are just created with the sole purpose of making profit, and they do not have any tantrums and tantas that the regular human being influencer does. So they don't age, they don't change, they remain the same. And if you can capitalize on it, now is the time.
Wow, bro, this is nuts. So that somebody like this who you're following right now, 25 years later, your child might be following that same person.
Same person,
Who's
and they'll
still-
be
Wow.
they'll be unchanged. So you
But
can check
they're
out.
dictated.
No, I
They'll be
genuinely
at
want
some
to
point
like meet
sold.
these people, and I'm like, तेरे को मालूम है ना कि ये नकली है, तो तू उसको तू follow क्या कर रहा है exactly?
It's the
What are
entertainment.
you
Yeah,
following?
it's the entertainment that they're following, and then ultimately it'll become like this corporate machine.
Arey, but that
who-
entertainment is also
yeah.
curated by another human, right?
So right now, it's obviously the novelty. Just the fact that there is a virtual influencer. दिखते क्या है? Okay, so there's a lot of followers that are based on that. I think eventually what's going to happen is that you're going to start creating more content. The way that like the way that you discover an influencer and like them for who they are. So all of these are things that are being done right now by people who are working behind the scenes for this virtual influencer.
Yeah.
So you'll have like a storyline. They have like storylines and characters and things they like and the type of people
so like
they
an
are.
actual influencer.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, they have crossovers. So one virtual influencer meets another virtual influencer. Hey, nice hanging out with this person. Collab. Bro, it's nuts.
One fake person in partnership with another fake person.
Dude, there's
See,
one.
That's going to be the evolution of this podcast. We're just going to fuck off, and
Yeah.
we're just going to be.
Wait,
But
hey,
I'm pretty sure there can be a
and-
code that dictates what we will say next. There will be eventually there will be an AI code that will dictate how four of
Chat
us.
GPT पे डाल दे. Please write out the transcript for a internet setso episode. आ जाएगा. So yeah, on that note, that's the end of this episode of the Internet Setso. We were discussing influencers. If you have any interesting things or interesting insights on influencers, let us know in the comments. If you are an influencer, good for you. Yeah. If you want to become an influencer, good
The
for you.
disdain. The disdain.
Not disdain, Chute, मैं full supporter है, क्या बोल रहा है? But yeah,
बस.
that's it for this episode. We'll see you guys again next week. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell icon. And
I have one small niche in which I want to influence people. If you like storytelling, then come and check out Second Hand Stories and become a member of the channel for live storytelling sessions.
Guys,
Use
follow
offer code.
Okay, bye.
Guys, follow my YouTube channel where I'll be putting up the same videos
hi
I put
guys,
up
I
on
know you've been
Instagram as
asking me
YouTube
about
Shorts.
my skincare routine. Hi guys, so today I'm here at this really nice bar. That's where they keep the alcohol. Here it's a 19-course meal. Gonna have a lot of fun. And hi guys, I'm just
Bye.
Guys,